So here is, I'm not sure what number we're on now. I'll give you this. It is December. Last video I did was August, I believe. And I do want to apologize for that. And I'm sure those of you who are depressed kind of understand, because you can have, occasionally have those good days where you do feel motivated and you're ready to start a project and you're on it and you're, so determined to, continue with it and get it done, and then the next day it all goes to hell. And so that's kind of what happened. Everything kind of went to hell because things did not go well for the next few weeks. Like I said before in the other video, there was some improvement for sure. How I was feeling post-treatment was, worlds better than how I was before I did any ECT at all. It still was not anywhere near where I should be though. I was still having multiple bad days, still struggling a lot, being down a lot. And so I, after, going through many, many treatments, probably 20, I spoke to the doctor. He told me that there were several options that we could try. The first that he suggested was that we move to bitemporal ECT. What I've been doing before was right unilateral ECT, which is where they're applying electricity to the right side of the brain. All bitemporal is both sides of the brain. So the reason they don't start with bitemporal is because it is known to cause worse memory loss than the right unilateral. I went through about 6 or 7 treatments with the bitemporal. Definitely noticed an improvement. So I forgot to mention, with the bitemporal, I started going once a week instead of 3 times a week. And the sole reason for that was going 3 times a week would put more stress on your brain, in the sense that the memory loss would be worse. Nothing else happens to your brain, it's just solely the memory loss. And they want to stop that as much as possible because that is known to be a problem. I went with the bitemporal about 6 or 7 weeks, and it's true. The memory loss has been extremely noticeable. I have conversations with people and tell them things, and have a conversation again with them a few days later and tell them the same thing, and they look at me like, you already told me this. And no, really, I did? Yes. I am asked about events that have happened, in the past long ago, a few months ago. I can't remember them. And that's not every event. Don't think that it's not like you forget everything. You don't forget everything, but you forget things. But the thing to remember is, it's not permanent. They will come back after you've finished with treatment, and it does eventually come back. And many, many people who have gone through ECT have said this. This is not just something they tell you to make you feel better. It's true. So I'm not worried. It is very annoying though. It's frustrating to not be able to remember things. It's not debilitating in any way, but it's just annoying when people ask you, oh, remember the time that this happened? No, not really, but it's okay. It's worth it, right? So, yeah. Anyways, going back to the bitemporal, about 6 or 7 weeks with the bitemporal, and definitely an improvement. Having many more better days, and it was great. It was great, but it wasn't where I should be still. I wasn't back to normal in any way. After those 6 or 7 weeks, I spoke to the doctor again, Not that I haven't been speaking to him. I have been speaking to him every time, but I specifically spoke to him, telling him, this is good, but I know it can be better. And he said, yes, it can be better. And here is another thing we can do. They can increase the energy that is given to you to cause the seizure. As I mentioned in probably my first video, I don't know if it was my first video, one of my videos, I can't remember. They find, the lowest amount of energy that they can give you to cause a seizure, and that's what they use, for throughout your treatment. But there is a certain level or a certain amount that they can increase it up to a certain point, and that further stimulation can further improve your treatment. And so he said, we're gonna go with a 25% increase, and I said, yes, let's go for it. With the increased energy, I've had about 4 to 5 treatments, so it's been about 4 to 5 weeks. Definitely an improvement. Better than I have been in years. And it's incredible. It is, I am getting things done. I am motivated again. I am starting to get back certain emotions that I haven't been able to feel in a long time because I felt numb for so long. And it's amazing. I wanted to share with you that in the last week and a half, I have started taking a medication called abilify. Now, abilify is a medication I have been on before. I started taking it probably about a year ago, and the first 2 weeks I took it, it worked, or it seemed to work extremely well. And I had a really good 2 weeks, and then it kind of stopped working. But I continued to take it in the hopes that it would work, but it didn't. And so I think probably the third week of treatment, of when I started treatment, so the third week into it, they had me stop taking it. Just because it was known that it wasn't really helping, and they wanted to get me off a medication that was unnecessary. The thing that happens though with ECT is it changes your brain chemistry. And with that, medications that haven't worked in the past may work. So we decided to start the abilify again. And as you can probably tell from my demeanor in this video, I am doing extremely well in the last week and a half. I don't want to get too excited about it and tell you I'm better now, because it hasn't been 2 weeks yet, so I want to see if, it's just a repeat of what happened last time, or if because my brain chemistry has been changed, if it really is going to work now. If I continue to stay the way I am, it's going to be pretty amazing. I have been so motivated this week. I've gotten so much done. My wedding's coming up at the end of this month, and so I definitely needed the motivation, because there's so much to get done for the wedding with so little time left, and I've gotten a lot done. I've felt happy. I have felt just better than I've felt in I don't know how long, and I'm really excited to share that with you. So I'm going to continue. I don't want to make promises, but I am going to continue with these videos and let you know how it goes in the long term, because things can change, and at this point things are really great. And so I wanted to share that with you. Okay, so the last thing I want to say before we end this video is I want to apologize for not replying to comments on the video. The reason for that, I don't know, you guys might know this already, but YouTube basically changed everything. Like, they connected it with Google Plus, and it's all weird now. And so any comments that were on my videos before the change, I am now unable to reply to. And it's very frustrating because, you know, for so long I was so unmotivated, and so I didn't get to see those comments and reply to them. And now here I am feeling so much better, and I want to reply to them, but I can't, except for the ones that were made after the change. So for the people who did comment after the change, I will be replying to those comments very soon. To the other people who made such great comments, and a lot of them were really encouraging, and I just want to say thank you to those people if you are watching this video, because it made me feel so good to know that there are others, you know, who know exactly how I'm feeling and are encouraged by what I'm saying, and that makes me feel really good. And I just really want to thank you for that. And I want to apologize that I can't reply to those comments. So if you still have those questions, please comment again and I will answer them. Or what I could do, I guess, is write a comment and put your username in and just have a really long comment addressing everybody's comment. So I can do that, or if you guys want to ask those questions again, please do, so that I can reply to those, because I really want to. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling. I will try to have, I know it's getting dark too, so I need to stop. I will try to have another video up soon. No promises. But yeah, it will hopefully be soon. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for commenting, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.